All right. Make sure everything's popping on Twitter. See if the homies are up here. If we can see our beautiful faces. Let me see. Let me see. Yep, we are live, baby.
Let's
Live on
go.
Twitch stream. It is May 9th, 2024. We got the homie Mitch sitting on the stage. I see you, Mitch. We're going to bring you up in a second, bro. Mitch is looking very fresh, y'all. I just want to put y'all out there. Like, this man, when you get up here, it's a model. Like, he's coming here.
GQ on a Thursday?
Bro, it's actually too much. This might be only Shay's content right here. Repping Shirtless Plantain show. And all
he went to the Met Gala with old girl Angel Reese.
Hey,
man,
don't do it to him, Mitch.
How you doing, Orlando? Let's start with you. How's it going?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Obviously, before we got going here, I went on a wonderful Knicks rant, and I'm not going to do it again because that was just too beautiful to mimic. But I'm beautiful. I'm lovely. My Knicks are 2-0 on to Fulham. We chatted a little bit about Champions League games, and before we get going here any further, like, review, subscribe, comment, get at us. Shades of Blue Pod, Shades of Blue NW. We're back with the NW now. Charlie, Teacher Appreciation Week, sir. My love, my thankfulness to you. You are a great and humble man, and we appreciate your profession, appreciate what you do. I will be sending you some money tonight for a beer on me. Love, brother. Just want to get that out there. T, how are you?
I'm good, man. You giving away money now? I got to follow that. That's jacked up. But it's all good.
Bear on me.
I will echo the teacher appreciation comments. My wife is a teacher, so I know how hard that profession is, and how, I guess, to a certain extent, disrespected it can be in this moment, in these last few years. And so anybody that is doing that and taking their time to sacrifice for our kids is a special person. So I never had any doubt about that, but kudos to Charlie and to any and all teachers that are out there doing their thing. We appreciate it. And thank you all for listening. Ready to get into it.
Not chairs being thrown. Oh my gosh, what a celebration. That's crazy, bro. Okay, we got to hear the story when we bring Mitch on in the next couple of minutes. Thank y'all for that. Greatly appreciate it. I'm coming to you very stinky. I'm glad y'all can smell me. Did 2 workout classes today. We went in Slack. I said, hey, you running point, CC? And they were like, nah, he's out. I was like, okay, let me rush home. You got time to shower. We just got to show up. Sometimes you got to just come through. So I'm glad y'all can't smell me. I might pull a Tarek and eat a little bit. But let's go ahead and get our first guest on the stage, man. Let me go ahead and bring him up. Let me see if he wants to.
Nope. Charlie's back.
There we go.
It was looking sketchy there for a second. You went away, like.
We like a little tension up here, just keep on your toes, a little suspense.
Yeah. I feel like you talked me up really high before I came onto the show. I feel like male model might be a little much, but I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
What's going on, Mitch?
Not much. How's it going, guys? I hope you guys lose. This is great.
Wow.
Right into it. It's time to get into
it. Way to jump in. Both feet.
Right. Arsenal supporter, the man, the club that chose to play for a draw. It's coming to bite your ass, huh?
I mean, I'd rather have had a draw at the Etihad than a loss at the Etihad, so I'll take that.
I mean,
and that trepidation, sir. And that trepidation, that mindset right there is the sole purpose why at the end of this season, we may ask ourselves questions in the sense of maybe we need to risk it for the biscuit.
Let me tell you, like last season, we were in a title race with you guys the entire way until the end when we faltered. We got a grand total of, let me do the math on it. I think it's like carry the 7, 0 points against Man City last year. Not one, not even fucking close. This year we got 4, which we have to take as just like in that context, a huge improvement and a huge step up. If Arsenal doesn't win the title, it comes down to our failures to beat Fulham multiple times and stuff like that. Not or just a bad run of form in December in general and forgetting how to play the sport for a little bit. Not going to the Etihad and not winning. You know, like it comes more down to that than anything. I'm more than happy with our performances of how they were against City this year.
So let me counter this, right? Just as somebody who watches afar, because some people on our pod like Crunk will not watch Arsenal matches, Liverpool matches. Like I love watching the opposition. I will even bet on you all. And that day, I was actually driving to Philly, and when I kept watching in my car, very unsafe. I'm getting off the highway. I'm watching in my car. I'm like, they're really going to lose. Like they're going to lose. I'm thinking about the Villa match, right? And I'm just like, it doesn't suck because you're a great team. You're one of the best teams in Europe. But how does it feel? And I'm not being facetious or talking shit. I'm just like, how does it feel to know, hey, we're second again and we made progress at the same time?
Yeah, I think you're lucky you're asking someone like me who's just like an eternal optimist, because the way that I've been looking at it is like I do still think we win the league. I still think that is completely possible, and I think we win the league. But if we don't, it's going to be disappointing, but it's not going to be like, oh my God, we need to blow everything up. We need 5 new players this window. Like, there's no need for an overreaction. And I think that as a fan, I need you need to look at the moments of this season of just like, fuck, this is an awesome season. Like this is, no matter what, if we win the league, if we get second, this is a great season. There are so many years where we were so bad that now we are in a place where we are challenging for a title against this very, very good Man City team. Is a great place to be. Like this is where we want to be, and our title window is not going away anytime soon. If we fail to win the league this year, our core is still pretty young. I think I said this to a friend the other day. I forget the specific number I said, but I think we win like 5 of the next like 15 titles or something like
25%.
You think you're going to have long-term success, not
the goal,
just
right?
short-term.
I mean,
yeah.
we're
15 I mean, our best
years.
player is 22. Like, like that alone is reason for us to be in like a team that is very good for a long time. Mikel Arteta has expressed no interest in wanting to leave the team anytime soon. Declan Rice is fucking thrilled to be at the club. Martin Odegaard's our captain. Like there are so many core pieces of this Arsenal project that are going to be around for a long, long time because they love the team and love what's being built. That if we don't win the title this year, it's going to suck. It's not going to feel good. But like, man, this was a really fun season, and we're not going to go away anytime soon. Like after last season, people were like, "Oh, Arsenal's going to fall off next season." Anyone who said that was not thinking critically. Like that is just simply was not going to be the case. So I can rest easy knowing that Arsenal is going to be good for a while. I will see us lift a major trophy within the next few years. I hope it's this year. I will cry real tears. I've never seen Arsenal win anything but an FA Cup. So it would be absolutely wonderful if I could witness that.
So you said that not only you think you will win this season, which means that we have to drop points somewhere along the way. Where do you think that happens in your mind?
The thing is about the last 3 teams you guys play is that all 3 teams took points away from us this season. Fulham, Spurs, and West Ham took points from us during the course of this season. So this isn't a cakewalk for Manchester City. Granted, Manchester City is really fucking good. We all know that. You guys know better than anyone. But if I don't think that you guys are going to drop points at some point this season, then what the fuck am I doing here? Like, right? Like we're in this position where we can still realistically and mathematically win the league and up till the final day. If you guys win your next 2 games, we're still mathematically in it in the final day. And these are 3 teams that are not bad teams. It's not like you're playing Sheffield United. And they've taken points away from us. I don't know exactly where it's coming from because I think hypothetically Spurs is your best or is the best chance to take points off you. And I think within the context of that fixture makes no goddamn sense. Like Man City cannot beat Spurs.
How we struggled against them for sure.
During the North London Derby, they were saying like on the broadcast, like, Man City is never won at Spurs' new stadium. I'm like, cool, they're gonna drop 6 on them now. I appreciate you telling me that they're gonna win 6-0 now. Thanks for giving me no hope
I
whatsoever.
really hope that happens. God
Yeah,
knows
please. God.
I will say that, like, watching Spurs fans' heads kind of implode a little bit's been kind of funny because they're in a really, like, tough little brother situation where if, like, fans want them to throw against you guys, which is really funny because it can, like, potentially tank their own Champions League chances. And
They don't
those
really
are kind of
exist, though.
slipping.
Honestly,
They're
those
kind of
don't even
slipping
exist
away as
anymore.
we speak. But, like, how funny would it be if they threw against you guys and then missed out on Europe entirely? Granted, their other 2 games are pretty easy, so that's not going to happen. But, like,
See, again, back to this rivalry and how many times it's just so exemplary of really being that strong. I want to get to that in just a moment. Pin on that. Shout out to George in the YouTube chat. What up, my guy? I see you. Amy, let's go. Shady Gang, love to see you. DT says we won in an FA Cup this year. That's a start. Yep, I completely agree with that. I hope we can. Inshallah, brother, please. Mitch, my guy. This concept of throwing and the benefits, the rivalry being so strong that you think they would do that just to not see you win it. And then for you to, in return, the Arsenal camp now saying, we'll do it or you don't get Europe next year kind of shit. This is so, like, brother sister hatred. I love to see this from afar. So explain to me this whole thing, because I need your viewpoint on this whole concept of throwing this game, which by the way, I'm quite pissed off at people even thinking that this is a thing. These are fucking professionals. I do not think Ange would even contemplate it, honestly. I was so proud of Ange just the other day. Side note, I saw him yelling at the team from the sideline while they were down, literally saying, stop fucking passing it backwards. That is dope. That, just from a fan's perspective, that is dope. So please give me your stance on this whole concept.
Hold real quick, Mitch. So just to point out to Lando, not only do we play their rival, right, but then they're playing United. And so United fans aren't going to want to, lose, or aren't going to want to beat Arsenal and help us. So it's like both fan bases are kind of like, should we throw it or whatever? But go ahead, Mitch.
I think the United thing's different because there's, like, a genuine rivalry between Arsenal and Man United, and it probably if you ask some Man United fans, a lot of them probably hate Arsenal more than they hate Man United. More than they hate Man City. I personally don't. I think I hate United more than I hate Spurs. But that part of that is I'm an American fan, and, like, I just fucking hate Manchester United fans.
For sure.
Back to what
I
you were
really
asking.
like this perspective because he's so right about the difference in the rivalry and who is more hated, which is such a wild concept to think about in this world. Spread love, peace, happiness. But we're out here literally saying, who do I hate more?
Yeah, exactly. It's about being a hater. And Lando, with your question, I think that there's something you have to understand about Spurs fans, and it comes from a deep little brotherness within them. Where their gauge of a good season is how good they are compared to us. So if they get if they get 4th and we finish 5th, that's a great season for Tottenham. If they get 4th and we get 1st, that's a horrible season for Tottenham. So in the minds of a Tottenham fan, that is the gauge. We are the line on whether a season is good or bad, because let's be real, they're not winning their own trophies. Like, what else are they going to gauge it on? I totally agree with you guys that I don't think that Tottenham Hotspur, the team, throws that game. I just do not see it as a thing. Ainge has been on the record of being too competitive of a person to let, like, a potential, because again, if Spurs do get a result on you, it's not like immediately handing the league to us. It's like, oh, you've helped us along the way. And I do think that'd be very funny. It would be a great way to win the league if Spurs are the ones to help us. But these are professionals. They're going to try to play a game. We're not going to see match fixing because they hate us that much. Although it would be true hater shit if they did. And I maybe respect it a little bit, but I kind of think it's little brother shit. So I'm not going to give them any respect.
So I just want to hop back in here real quick. And I believe, Mitch, tell me if I misquoted you. You said Spurs is like the best chance to beat us, right? I just want to run over some previous results just from the last 4 matches. Spurs lost 4-0 to Newcastle on April 13th.
Charlie, you about to jinx us, dog.
I'm just stating facts here.
You about to jinx us.
I don't believe in jinxes. We called for it at the start of the season.
My God.
Results.
Moved on. Arsenal took care of Spurs. 3-2 was tighter than it should have been. Y'all dominated. Then Chelsea shut them out 2-0 last week. And then Sunday, really Liverpool thrashed them. Like, I know they could probably get up, right? They're going to have a good game against Burnley, feel good about themselves. But they're also playing City in the best form of the season. Like, this is the most fit we have. Literally everybody's available for Pep. You're coming in ready. And here's the thing, Tarek, stop this little city, typical City mindset.
Yo.
We are the GOATs. We run England.
Where is Crunk to mute your microphone? We need somebody to mute your mic. Show. Oh my God.
Keep going.
Oh my God.
Like, we here.
Charlie, I feel like you should know this as a City fan. This fixture exists outside of context of like things that make sense. Like in past years, Spurs have gone on terrible form before and after playing City and won that game.
Was Erling Haaland there past years? Nope. Did we win in trouble the year before? Nope. Like, come on. Was Phil Foden the FWA player of the year? Nope. Kevin De Bruyne is cooking. Come on,
like, man. I'm someone that's looking for hope. And if I have to try to find it in a team that I hate, so be it. You know, like me saying like I think City drops points isn't rooted in like, oh yeah, I think the team that hasn't lost since December is going to lose. Like that's a stupid thing to say. I just think that if my team's going to win the league, I need you to do that. And in order for me to be hopeful, I got to say that you guys are going to drop points.
Nah, I feel you. I'm just giving you shit, but you're definitely right. Like,
I get it.
Somebody's got to come through for you to make it happen. Somebody.
I hope so. I would love it to be West Ham. It's going to be Moyes' last game. He can help 2 of his former captains in Arteta and Rice lift the Premier League. Be a beautiful way to go out for David Moyes. I would really appreciate that.
No, I was going to ask if United would try and throw, but I don't know if they could even play any worse than what they do when they're trying to win if they were trying to throw. So you wouldn't know what the difference was. So
also,
can't count on them to do anything.
Petty. Like that man's been bringing up Garnacho being not like being offside. He has been bringing up that play for months at this point. Like he is very petty and does not like us. So like he is going to try to go all out to try to beat us because he's probably not going to have a job after this season at United. So if he can say like, oh, I stopped Arsenal from winning the league, he's going to use that in every job interview for the rest of time because he's bald. Just how sorry for the drive-by, Charlie.
It's okay. I mean, hey, I'm not follically.
Charlie, you're taking strays.
I'm sorry that you got a stray. I'm sorry about that.
Me, Pep, Ten Hag. We all can get it, I guess. It's fine.
Yeah. 2 out of 3 of those are winners. Let's state for the record.
Eric Tenharris, thank you, DC3. Greatly appreciate that one. I feel the same as I need to shave my head, so please don't look too close. But Mitch, I know we're coming to the end of this time period. I want to get you out here on this. Let's talk about Champions League real quick. Let's just look ahead. I know you saw what happened this week. We got a final of Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund. I'm going to ask you this question. I'm not going to ask you who wins. I'm going to ask you, do you think Dortmund can score 2 goals against Real Madrid?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
So you think we can have a game? We can have a really good game.
I think we can totally have a game. And I have an inability to like think reasonably about this because it would just be so romantic if Dortmund won. And I'm just like so in love with the thought of Marco Reus's last game for Borussia Dortmund lifting the Champions League that I cannot think of any other scenario. And yeah, I know Real Madrid, devil magic in the Champions League. We literally fucking saw it yesterday. But oh man, would it be cool? Like the Borussia, Marco Reus's time at Borussia Dortmund is so fucking painful to think about. Just like they've won a title, they made a Champions League final, but like, man, they were a game away last season and couldn't beat the team in 10th place. Like that was heartbreaking. There multiple times where they've been like leading at Christmas and then just like imploded, and then imploded to the Bayern juggernaut. And it would be so cool if he could go out winning a Champions League for Borussia Dortmund. I think it'd be awesome. Also, this is kind of a ragtag Dortmund team, and it'd be kind of fun to see them beat this Real Madrid team. Like I'm always gonna root for an underdog, and so like I'm like I have to put it all in the Dortmund basket. I mean, like I've got a jersey right here. Come on, Dortmund, let's go. And it's an old one too, so I'm not a bandwagon.
That's the Aubameyang era. I remember that.
I genuinely like. I have like I think it's at my parents' house. It's like a black Aubameyang jersey for Dortmund. Like he was like one of the first players that I like fell in love with watching the game, because like started following the sport pretty late. I mean, I'm pretty young myself. I'm 22, but like I started following the sport in 2014. And like those like Marco Reus, Aubameyang, like Dortmund teams were like the first thing. Was like, oh my god, I love this. And then I followed Dortmund for long enough, and they hurt me enough times to where I was like, I'm gonna put them on the back burner a little bit and little more focus on Arsenal.
This man said he's 22. This ages me during this teacher appreciation week because I started teaching in 2012. So we definitely could have shared a class together, Mitch. This is really crazy. I don't know what to say after that, but I will ask you to please let the people know where they can find you and all the great things you do.
You can find me on Twitter at Mitch Peotter, spelled, just like that. Oh, there's got my hands right. And you can hear me yapping about Arsenal and American soccer on the Shirtless Plantain Show. Check it out. It's wonderful.
All right. Thank you so much for coming, Mitch. Really appreciate it, man.
Mitch.
And let's go United. The only time I ever said that in my life.
I want it to happen, but I don't believe it. Yo, Lando, you said that you can't, something about the rivalry between those two teams and just kind of the clubs and how they kind of go back and forth. He talked about it being a big brother, little brother kind of setup, but they have their own fake holiday, St. Totteringham's Day, from when they are guaranteed to finish over Tottenham. Who makes up a holiday?
That's
it's
wild,
like
man.
they hate them so much that they have a special day. I don't know if they get school days off or not. They had to find that out from teachers over there. But I mean, they have their own little made up holiday to celebrate when they guaranteed to finish over them.
That's wild, man. That's wild. That's another level.
Rivalry is something crazy.
It is.
So you're a Knicks fan. How would the Knicks in Brooklyn? Any would you consider that a rivalry?
It's not, man. This is something I like to remind folks. It's I'm not saying this because I am on the Knicks side, but it's just the reality of it. The team has moved. Actions speak louder than words, and what they've done to the Nets. It's a little sad, the days of Petrovic, Kerry Kittles, going on to the Kenyon Martin
Anderson.
days. Kenny Anderson, of course, Kenny Anderson. My apologies. Blasphemous that I didn't list him first. In fact, the Nets have been unfortunately tossed around, and it's Derek Coleman. Yes, thank you, DT. Man, I love the concept that we can talk vintage basketball names and vintage sports names in the spa. This is a wonderful, wonderful community. I love this. Derek Coleman, absolutely. Syracuse, badass. Shout out to the Orangemen. So it's not. Our rivalry is a little bit stronger with teams like the Pacers, teams like the Bulls, teams that we feel like, yeah, but we're not really bothered by that anymore. At least I'm not. A lot of people forget we won that series. So I like to remind folks that while that's a short glimpse, it's more of a glimpse in a memory because of what it was, but also because of the fact that we haven't won in modern time, right? It's been the 70s since we've won. So we need to get back to that winning ways, and the Knicks have been a laughing stock for years, but in regards to our rivalry, the Nets don't touch us. The Nets don't touch us in New York. They don't touch us in our own city. It's Brooklyn. It's what they were trying. It's not Manhattan. Man, when everyone it's the Garden. It's the fact like that. It's just the majesty of it, man. Going into 5th and 7th Avenue, being able to be down there with all those people. There's just a different vibe to it. Knicks Heat, absolutely 100%. Like that's up there as well. Pacers for me were a little bit different because Rick Smits killed me, the Davis brothers killed me, Mark Jackson killed me. Obviously Reggie, I try not to say his name as much as possible. I don't even smoke Reggie. All that, like I do not vibe with those Pacers. They were tough. The Cavs too, if you remember the Mark Price era, they were a little bit they were dope and dangerous. But yeah, man, nah. The Nets, we over them. Been over them for some time too.
That's probably how Arsenal fans talk about Tottenham too.
Wow, the enlightenment he just gave me.
But I will say this, the only difference is this. Well, actually, no, it's very similar because the Knicks haven't won anything.
So no, that's it.
Exactly.
That's it. It's spot on.
20 years, but again, other than FA Cups. But they have the whole like Kane never won a trophy thing other than the Audi Cup, as we know. And yeah, like you got to have a rival, and everybody likes to be better than somebody. So hey, Arsenal is better than Spurs. You got what's his name? You got Spurs is theoretically better than Fulham, I guess, if you want to bring it in. But then Chelsea looks at all of them and goes, "Hey, we actually win big trophies." And so London, God bless them, Man United fans, all there. They just like, well, we had a good run before 2012, and now we suck. Shouts to all those United fans. So, boys, we got a little situation here. Sometimes things happen in life. Looks like our other guest. We were really excited to see them. Looks like they can't make it tonight. So I wanted to see, how did y'all want to pull it? We're about halfway through our normal hour. Do we want to start just talking about what City's about to do this weekend? Do we want to look ahead to Champions League? I mean,
we got some fixtures in front of us. We got some fixtures in front of us.
Wait, Scarf Boy, you trying to pull up? If you're trying to pull up, Scarf Boy, ask to join.
Scarf Boy.
Come
Scarf
on,
Boy.
We got one
Jump
Midwest
on.
legend. I mean, pull up on us. We
Pull up.
Here. Shady Gang is always welcome to join.
We should just do like a
Roundhouse.
Well, you get anybody that wants to jump on.
Yeah.
Jump on, turn your camera on, bring you on.
Certain folks call that a little wake and take. Not a wake and bake, a little wake and take, a little jump on.
Well, we here.
Get on. Give me 5. Okay, so coming up, we are the 7:30 Saturday matchup. Obviously, we got Fulham. 10 a.m., we got a little bit of a snoozer. These are all Eastern Standard Times. Adjust accordingly to my LA people and my Central people. Sorry, but East Coast, First Coast, holla at me. Everton, Sheffield, 10 a.m.
Hold on.
West Ham.
Hold on. Charlie, you can't agree too strongly. You helped us build up a West Coast following. They might take offense to you being so strong in your agreement about the
Charlie's learning
First Coast or whatever he said. You can't.
31 out of 33 years I've been in the Eastern Time Zone.
I'm just saying.
Let's go.
I'm just saying.
Born and raised Virginia.
Look,
Georgia.
He's repping East Coast.
I am.
Hollywood MCFC came to hang out with us in Chicago. Not nobody from the East Coast.
I did the 4:30 games. I was there. Okay,
we can't.
He's a bit of a hybrid, bro.
He
loves that West Coast weather. He's down for that West Coast weather, but when it comes to what he reps, bro, he stays East Coast. Hey, we
love y'all out here on the West Coast.
Drake out here. You think I'm claiming things that I ain't really did? Come on, man. Like, I know where my heart is. Like, I know where home is. I don't be out here just staying up from different places and throwing in accents. And come on, I ain't from Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. Like, no, I'm from Virginia, Southern boy. I can't be Drake. Now, great hits, great slaps, 15 years of hits, but boy, my man got ran, and I will not be associated with that type of behavior. A colonizer, and I am not. I'm too dark for that. 4 black grandparents over here. But yeah, what y'all got this weekend, man? How much we beating Fulham by? I'm going 2. I think we win by 2. We're in great form right now.
Scared about the time?
I promise you, he is going to jinx us so bad.
Oh God! I don't play on the pitch.
Look, he didn't even say, how y'all think it's going to turn out. He was like, how bad are we beating them by? It's like, it's not even the idea of a draw or a loss is not even in his head. It's not even a remote possibility. And I'm just saying, I hope that I pray to God he is right. Pray to
13th
God he is
place in
right.
the table. Looks like, dang, you can't even find any matches on One Football. They don't even care. I mean, literally, I
But
hit it in.
the early morning game gives us the
Yeah, man.
ability to go in there, we get the win, and then we can put pressure on Arsenal. We've been playing second, so they've been able to put a little bit of pressure on us, and we
Yeah.
had to see if we could respond. We go
Yeah.
out there, we beat them. God for if we hang a couple on them, then Arsenal feels like they got to come out and they got to play. Maybe that is just what United need
And from a
to only
timing,
give up 3 instead of giving up 15.
yeah, no doubt. From a timing perspective, the following week we both play at 11 a.m. May 19th. So I find that a little interesting as well.
Yeah, last
Because
week
that's the final, right? The
Yeah.
last week of the season. They always go
Yeah.
at the same time. We got Tottenham in between there though, but yeah.
Tuesday. Yeah. All right. So I see my man setting up Scarf Boys in the background. He's almost there.
So Lando,
go ahead, sir.
Lando, what's your score prediction for Fulham?
We are fresh. I'm going 3-0. I feel the confidence.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go 3-1. I'm gonna go 3-1. There's always, we got to get the Sharpie Charlie clean sheet.
This man gave me all of that for saying win by 2.
No, I'm
48
just
seconds
saying.
Later comes with
It's the way
3-1.
you set
I'm
it up.
just
It was
saying.
like it wasn't even like a possibility of a loss or a
Because
draw
we're
or
not gonna
whatever.
think about it. You think Pepper's going in there like, hey guys, it's gonna be tough. We might win, we might lose. No. How are we getting these goals?
He's gonna say,
Holland's
if y'all
coming
don't
off
handle y'all
board.
business, we're gonna lose this game and we're gonna lose the
Holland's
season. Y'all
coming
better
off.
come out there and play.
Damn right. We got trophies to play for. It was up there on the wall. It's been there all year. Nobody's won 4 yet. And with that, let's bring in the Scarf Boy himself. You ready, boy? All right, he's ready. Let's bring him to the stage.
Let's go.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? Can you hear me all right?
You good, bro?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how we feeling?
It's a beautiful day, man. It's a beautiful day to be a City fan, that's for sure.
It's a beautiful day to be a City fan. That's right. You got that right. Yeah.
So we were talking about Fulham. I know you heard us. What do you think is gonna happen this weekend when we pull up Saturday morning in America?
Yeah, it's a 6:30. I'm a little nervous about that one. As hopefully everybody knows, it's Mother's Day weekend, so it's gonna be no pub for me. I'm staying home, hanging out with the family. I've been a City fan for a long time, and my mom is starting to get on the wave. She really does like to watch the games with me, so I think I'm gonna stay home and watch with her. She's a big fan. She has the pink paisley kit. She rocks that one. So we'll hang out. I'll hang out at home and watch with her. As for the actual match, man, I hesitate to be as confident as I am. But man, they're like a mid-table team, and this is like what we're the champions, man. We're the treble winners. We're going for history here. We're chasing ghosts out here. I don't think it's gonna be Fulham who stops us on that. It sure could. I mean, they have a couple of good players. Tyler Adams plays on that team, if I'm not mistaken. Is he fit and healthy?
No, not Tyler.
No. He's at Bournemouth.
Yeah, he's at Bournemouth. They got my cousin.
Jedi.
They got my cousin, Jedi Robinson.
Jedi. Yeah.
That's right. Is that Tim Ream as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Is he fit now? Because he was hurt, right? This is how little I know about Fulham. Let's see.
Yeah.
In their last matchup against Brentford, they did line up with. No, Tim Ream was not there.
I worry about Harry Wilson.
Might be hurt. I think he might be done. Yeah, but no, I mean, the thing that's got me worried most is the time of day, and when that's the case, I'm feeling good. I think a Sharpie clean sheet is kind of the bare minimum, to be honest.
Yeah, 3-1 feels good. And let's think about it. The whole club has said, and every player from Pep down, manager all the way down, they said it a while ago, we have 5 finals left, right? Once we lost to Real Madrid, we turned our attention. We only got to focus on these 5 Premier League matches. We won 2. We got 3 left. And then, of course, we know we get to celebrate at Wembley and play those bums. So it's like when you think about City in a final, you think about first or second place, whatever, game in hand versus 13th in the table, a team that has not won since April 14th. Their last 4, draw, loss, win, back to April. So it's like everybody's getting caught.
Saying they do.
I mean, we're going to do this, man. Like, it's really boring content. It's like, oh, my God, can we be scared? Does Alex Iwobi scare me? No. Like, come on, man. Like, let's be real here.
What about Willian?
No. Oh, no. Like, he's not scoring it. I don't know. I don't have any fear. Like, if anything, I want to see can we do what we did against Wolves. Can we get 5? That's what I care about. Yeah. That's what my bet is. Over, under 4.5 goals. Are we about to tear them up? Because they like to play football. They like to come out and play. They don't sit back. So
You're not a little bit scared at the fact that we haven't seen this version of City in a while, and by this version I mean a rested City that might come into it overconfident.
No,
We
we
haven't
just saw it
seen
last week. We just saw it against Wolves. We were rested for a week and dominated. And like when you're that fit, and we Father Ruben, shouts to y'all people, could be out here starting. We might get a fit John Stones effort pushing in the midfield. Even though I think we should just keep the same 11. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the real conversation here, y'all. Let's talk about it. Do we
can
make
do that.
any changes from last week? So if we want to take time to look at the lineup from last week, I think it's actually the best question right now as a supporter. Is like, we won 5-1. We had a lineup of Ederson, right to left, Walker, Kanji, Ake, shouts to the black line, Vardiol, Rodri and Kova holding, Silva, De Bruyne, Foden, and Haaland up top. Is there any need to make changes and bring in a Grealish, Daku, Diaz? I'm going to start with the guest, Scarfboy. You think we should make any changes, or should we keep it as is?
No, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I suppose I would bring in one of Grealish or Doku. It doesn't make sense to play them both out. I suppose I'd like to see Phil on the right, which means Bernardo misses out. That's tough, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'd probably stick Grealish in there. Bring on Doku, 65 minutes, or if we need a goal. Yeah. But I mean, overall, the back line is right. The midfield is just about right. I like where we're at.
Lando, what you thinking, man? Changes or stay put? Fantastic.
I'd like to maybe go ahead and get a Jeremy Doku start. If we're looking at what we can possibly bring. But the thing about it is seniority. We know Kevin's starting. Bernardo on the way out. I think he gets the start. That's the concern. As much as I don't necessarily agree with it, I love Bernardo come on. I love Bernardo. But yeah, plus also 6'9" rating in this Wolves game per foot mob. Doku for Bernardo. That's my hot take right there. I agree. Okay. Don't change it, but I'm gonna go right there. Give me some Doku electricity on the right.
Tarek, what you thinking, man? If you're Pep, we making changes or we gonna stay Pep?
I'm probably going to stick with what we just went with. I like the idea of maybe bringing in Jack, but I would still play Rodri. Excuse me, I would still play Bernardo on the right. I'd just move Phil and KDB and Rodri in the midfield. I would just take I'd take Kovacic out. So if I were gonna bring Grealish on, I like what I've seen from Doku coming off the bench. The energy, the pace that he comes in with is just, it's tough for anybody to keep up with, especially Jack is good for getting wingers right backs, left backs, whatever, getting them in in position where they got an early yellow card, and then you bring in Doku to run at you when you're already on the yellow. You're already thinking about, I can't get too close to this kid. It's a deadly combination. So I could see maybe bringing Jack, but if it's me and I'm Pep, I'm probably just sticking with what we have, and I'm going to ride this lineup the rest of the way through.
So here's the only thing I'm thinking of. We have 2 matches in London. They're literally 80 hours apart. You got Saturday morning. Well, I'm using American times here, right? Or if you want to use UK time, Saturday at 12:30, and a Tuesday night match, which I believe is at like 8:30 London time against Spurs. So your only thought is like, hey, if we go with not a weaker lineup, just a different look against Fulham, maybe you do give Kevin that rest. Maybe you do give Bernardo that rest. You bring in the 2 real wingers, let Phil play in the 10, and then, of course, make subs if you need. That's the only thing I can think about maybe Pep thinking is like, hey, we want to be as fresh as possible for when we go to Spurs. However, you could flip it like we did against Wolves. Take care of business early, get up 3-0, and then, like you said, bring on Daku, Grealish, Alvarez, get everybody in. So I'm going to say my hot take is this. Take out Kovacic, move Bernardo back beside Rodri. So now you have that 3 in the middle of Grealish on the left, Kev in the middle, and Phil on the right, where he can come in on his strong foot. And it's just for me, an attacking lineup for Phil. You got the overlaps that he could play with either Walker or Kyle. And then, of course, Kevin's feeding the beast. So that's the only thing I can see. I think obviously one of us is going to be correct, right? Somebody's going to be right. But I'm excited to see like how it looks. Now let's move to the other side of things. We do have a team technically ahead of us in the table, and I'm gonna start with Scarfboy again. Then I'm gonna hit Tarek and Lando. Scarfboy, do you think Man United can nick a point off of Arsenal? Big match on Sunday, only match of the day.
You know, after listening to Mitch, I think that might be a little bit more of a possibility than we think. You know, it's park the bus, Man United. We don't really expect them to play. We expect them to absorb pressure for 60 or 70 minutes, and like you said, maybe nick a point at the end. As for Arsenal, like I think they kind of control the game. I think they're going to dictate the game a little bit more. This like it's bottler season. Like either you finish the season perfectly, or like now is the time to bottle it. And that's kind of been their reputation the past couple of years. And so if they're going to live up to that reputation, I think this is the game where they put the cap on the bottle, you know?
So how you feeling about those rags?
I give them negative chance. Like my number would be like, instead of like 50% chance, it'd be like negative. It's below zero. They have no chance at all. And I think, you know, I go into these matches assuming that the teams that we're trying to chase down or in this competition with Arsenal was at one point Liverpool. I go into it assuming they're going to win every single match. So I absolutely don't think that United has any hope of winning this game. They look so poor. Now, granted, they've been without a few players. At some point, you think they got to be able to string together a draw because they've looked as bad as they have recently. But I just don't see it happening. But I pray to God I'm wrong, and I hope they prove me wrong and go out there and just get a point. They don't need to win, just get a point.
Facts.
Lando, what you thinking, bro?
Real quick, Charlie, I wanted to get to some comments that we have. George over there says, leave it up to the Pep, or leave it up to the GOAT Pep. Of course, definitely, you know, ride or die with him. Gavardio, Diaz, Stones, Walker is what he's going with the back line. Amy actually says West Coast, best coast. Charlie, I think you have some explaining to do when it comes to what you rep. Just get it out there. Make sure let it be known that T started that beef. Look.
No, I just wanted to make sure we gave them all the respect because they came and hung out with us. They always hold us down. I just don't want to. I want to make sure that they know we got love for the West Coast. This is like the East Coast West Coast beef. We got love for the West Coast.
This is true.
Yeah, we got love for it, but I'm just not gonna be a colonizer. You know, I know where I'm from. I know only where I'm from.
Get Patrick back in the booth. Have you guys noted there's a little bit of some false gold going on out there with some of these fixtures and some of these matches?
What do you mean?
A little bit of some players playing with some freedom, sense of no pressure, season's coming to an end. I saw a little bit of a joke on Twitter that Fulham was out there flying kites during training.
That wasn't no joke. I seen the picture. That was real.
I know.
Them mugs was on there with they. Oh, go ahead, man.
No, you're fine. T has an unknown appreciation for kites. Please continue.
I'm just saying, like, I've never actually flown a kite, to be honest with you. I've never actually flown one, but I've seen them out there with them, whatever. But yeah, go ahead, man. My bad.
Scarf Boy with this incredible kite flying impersonation. That is just marvelous. You were cooking a stew from a witch. Is what you were just doing, Charlie.
Phone can sign me up. I'm ready. Put me on a plane.
Mime school.
I'm say this, man. Like, this is where stereotypes are real. Like, Terry, I don't fly kites. Like, last kite I flew, I might have been in like third grade. I don't know, bro. Like, we went to a spot called Mount Trashmore, Virginia Beach, but that was it. Like, that was
You haven't flown a kite yet this year?
No, not this year,
man. Come on.
See, not on my to-do list. Not in the trunk. I don't keep that thing on me. That's one thing I don't keep on me.
I hear you.
Right. Sorry to let us know.
I have a kite in the garage. I don't mean to be like that.
Okay.
Cheers, George. Yeah, Modelo, Papa. He wants a Corona. I feel you, brother. Yeah, I'll get us back on track. My bad. Dude, I just feel like there's some at ease, no pressure players playing into some freedom. They're gonna nick a draw. I'm going 2-2. I'm going to too, and it'll be
This
a late
is the
draw.
game that keeps Ten Hag in a job for another year. You know, this is like the fake made up trophy that gets that guy at least until Christmas of next year. I'm pulling for him. Konami Reds.
I think that man is done. Once you get abused by Crystal Palace, 4-0, embarrassing Crystal Palace, you don't have the managerial like ability to even get young players ready to play center back. You're playing Casemiro, who, as Jamie Carragher said, he's lost his legs. The game left him. We see it. And Elise and Mateta and Eze just embarrassed them. There's no coming back from that. That man's out. I don't know who they get. I don't care. But I will say Arsenal's going to dominate them boys. Arsenal might put 6 on them. Y'all remember when Liverpool got crushed United 7-0? A 6-0 wouldn't surprise me because Arsenal is cooking. Like, they are in form. They are ready. They're fully fit. And Man United sucks on defense. Like, it's just, you can't go from being really bad on defense. It's like the Pacer series, right, Lando? You don't just become better on defense at the end of the season.
Yeah.
You are what you are. You can think about it. You can try really hard, but those habits have been built. Those skills are not there unless they just get magically fit and, it's 2022 again. I don't see this happening, bro. Like, at least 5. At least 5 for Arsenal is my goal. I'm going over 4.5 goals. I'm putting money on that. Over 4.5 goals for Arsenal, because they are them. Now they're going to be second place, and somebody's got to win a silver medal. But they're going out for the blast.
It truly upsets me that I have to sit here and try to rationally explain how I can combat the 5-0 against United. You've put me in a predicament where I'm trying to defend them and come to their aid, and I absolutely hate it with every fiber of my being.
Marcus Rashford Golasso?
It would be nice, but I hate even admitting that at the same time.
5-2 to make it cute. We beat them 6-3. Remember that?
It could happen.
5-2, make it cute. It's a whole bar. You need to send that to Sunshine.
I should. I might hit her up on that one. That's a good one. But yeah, man. But
Charlie said,
"Oh, go ahead, sir."
Oh, dang! I hit the wrong button. That's the one I wanted. That's what you said. They got at least that. They got at least that coming.
Come on, man. They want to cook. Because here's the thing: you're thinking about next year, right? You're like, hey, we had the best goal differential in the league. We scored the most goals. We had the best defense. We just happened to slip up against blah, 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 blah. Like, they're trying to get their mind right. The young manager, I said in the chat earlier, Arteta's only 42. That man going to be here for a minute. There's nowhere else for him to go, right? He's not like Pep, who moved Barcelona to Germany, coming over here. Like, he's going to be at Arsenal. He played on the winger. He wants to have that same stability. I love what Mitch said about that, right? We're looking ahead. Yes, it sucks to not win for them. So they're like, hey, let's just be dominant. As they get into their second year of Champions League, a third race in the Premier League, knowing as Pep's last season, well, presumably, maybe getting another piece. Maybe they get that striker. Maybe they go get Tony, or they go get Victor O from Napoli. Like, they're building something, and it's fun because we know Liverpool's dead. They're done, dusted. And so it's fun to have a rival. Like, we need that. Without a rival, what are we doing? So I love it. Scarf Boy, I want to talk to you a little bit because you saved us, man. It would have been us 3 talking, so I want to get you some more time. Can you tell me what are your predictions for the Champions League? Who you got?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I'm a little bit torn. Appreciate Dortmund for settling us all their best players over the years. Gundogan and Erling Haaland. Pretty funny to me that Jadon Sancho decided to leave Man United and ended up in the Champions League final for it. That was pretty hilarious. But it's Real Madrid, they've got the black magic. They've got one hand on the trophy since Christmas. And I think it would be we're Man City. We don't do feathers in the cap, but I think it would be a feather in the cap for us to go out against the eventual champions. That kind of would mean something to us. That being said, and you got the Michael Royce storyline too. That's always going to be kind of fun. That being said, 6-0 to Madrid. I mean, come on. Like, it's one of those games where I don't even know if I'm going to watch. Like, it kind of feels like a foregone conclusion. In the Champions League final, you don't really get a David versus Goliath, but as much as it could be, this is that. European royalty versus, the third best team from a Farmers League?
Ooh, calling Bundesliga a Farmers League when you got Leverkusen and the undefeated in the East UEL final You got Bayern Munich, who literally should have been playing extra time, who got done. You got
Yeah.
Dortmund, who's there. I'm just saying, man, they got some talent over there, but they're not Real Madrid. They're not.
Yeah, no, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. I suppose I will cheer for Dortmund. I have a Dortmund scarf that I really like. Actually, it's somewhere packed up right now, unfortunately. But,
George gives you a shout out, by the way, on YouTube. Says, "Way to rep that scarf, brother." You got BT in here that's saying, "Somebody call out Jake." Crunk's right. Akanji is a part of that list, definitely. And for what 19 million? God, what a fucking steal!
Yeah. Yeah, you know, when you think about Dortmund, it's always kind of funny. They really do a good job of selling their best players for a lot of money. You know, Dembele went for a lot of money. Sancho went for a lot of money. And then you have the city transfers where you get Gundogan for 30 million or Akanji for, 25? Erling Haaland, the best young player the world has seen in a long time, 52 or something. Yeah, they like us. I don't know what their deal is, but they get on with us.
I mean, it's better to sell to us than to sell to Bayern, right? Like, you hate seeing that go to your direct rival. So I think they say, hey, let's just ship them out, get the most money. Premier League has the most. You know, you cash out. I'm looking at their squad, thinking about who could we get in the future. I love Ayademi. Really great talent. Started up that match. That's another kid on the bench. I believe he actually played for City at one point. I forgot his name. So we got
talking about Nemechi.
Yes.
We fully sold him over.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So, we'll get somebody in the next few years for sure.
Does anyone think that we've given them like first right of refusal when it comes to like some of our academy players?
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's a great place to go. Like,
I have nothing to make that judgment off of. This is where we play some sort of complete speculation sound. But I mean, I have nothing. But I would just say I'd be okay with something like that. Like, those are the types of talks that you want to have, good relationships with clubs like that. You know their business model, and clearly there's a bit of success that can be had with what they try to do. I think it's dope if we say, hey, look, we're getting a little bit of a farm system ourselves. Come over here anytime and come kick it. Speaking of kicking it, why was Florentino Perez at fucking the Etihad like the week before? Did anybody notice that his Spaniard ass was up there chilling? I know he wasn't trying to get the paella in Manchester. I don't know what his ass was doing there.
He was at the Etihad?
100%. Yeah, there's film of him leaving. Yeah, Khaldoon was walking him out to his car.
Was he showing love to David Silva? Was that the same day?
No, it wasn't a match day. This was like midweek. Oh, okay. This was like, yeah. I'll send it to you in the Slack. I just thought that was interesting.
Okay, very interesting. But
we're the only team in the world that can afford Vinny.
That's true.
A lot of speculation was there too. A lot of people were saying,
let's think about that, because I mean, when they bring in Mbappe, who's got to drop out? Is it Rodrigo?
I don't think anybody has to drop out.
I mean, who's your front line?
Yeah, where are you going with that then, Charlie? You're gonna have to give me
Mbappe, Rodrigo, and a 3 in the middle of Los Negros and Blanco, Tchouaméni, Holding, Camavinga, and Jude.
So
and then maybe get Davies. Like, they are ready to dominate the world. I am very scared. I'm very, very scared.
I've understood it that Mbappe doesn't like playing striker.
That's what I've heard as well. He wants to
that
play
man in
left,
that PSG. He don't get to make those decisions. You got Don Carlo there. Don Carlo tell you to play striker. No. You're gonna get that 9 shirt. You can play striker. Like, you can always flow. Like, it's a fluid thing, right? Like, nobody stays in one space. You know, there are gonna be times where you do the overlaps. You make balls. Like, it's.
And he's got to get out of Paris too. You can't stay in Paris by yourself like that. You know.
Yeah, that's real. But Scarf Boy, thank you so much for the time, man. Let the people know where to find you.
Madison, Wisconsin at the Forward Madison games. Left side of the flock. Posted no, I'm just on Twitter. I'm at Scarf Boy. I'm hate tweeting at Union Omaha fans. It's casual. Come find me at the Highbury in Milwaukee.
All right, Midwest on. Thank you so much for the time, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks.
Love.
And guys, we have one of our original guests on the stage. Let me bring him right up. Thank you so much, sir, for making it. Shout out to the homie Nicholls. How you doing, bro?
What's up, man? What's up? I'm sorry about earlier. I was having some technical difficulties, but thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here, sir. All good, all good. So I do recall you came on earlier. Thank you for coming early in the season and return guest. Chelsea fan, correct?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm repping proud, of course.
Of course, of
Hey,
course. So talk to me about your club. You know, we lit out for y'all. The Sterling thing didn't really hit, but Cole, come on, talk to me about
Oh
Cole.
man, I don't know. Like I can't imagine this season without Cole Palmer. And it's really not much to go off of, even still, right? Like we're now they're in a shout for six. Now that they're finally decided to be a little bit serious, right? But oh man, like. You know what? The first moment I realized Cole was a serious player, the first time I saw him on the ball, like the way he's just so smooth and confident, and like just the way how certain players just glide. They don't even look like they're running. That's Cole Palmer. I was like, oh, this boy's silky. It's like, oh yeah, there's that Man City polish. Like you see it, and then, but it's not just that. Like he has the grit, he has the toughness. Like obviously, you've seen what the Chelsea men's team were this season, and it was a place of adversity. It's kind of where you find out uh, who really has the toughness to play for Chelsea, and I think you saw that in Cole Palmer.
Agreed, agreed. I would say this, man. Like it reminds me of almost like the transfer portal in college where a team gets too stacked and players got to look elsewhere. They got to go shine. And Cole
Yeah.
said, look, I'm not going to start. I know I'm not. Pep knows I'm not. I got to get out. And to see what he's doing, I didn't think he was this great. And Tarek, I want to give you credit, bro. You called it now. Do I think we lost anything? Like right now, no. We're still great. We're still going to win a double. But I want to give Tarek some love because you were on it from the beginning that Cole was somebody that we should be keeping. How you feeling now?
Again, I didn't want Cole to leave. I thought we should have kept him, as you already stated. Once we were going to bring in Daku, it was like, okay. I didn't know much about Daku. I just knew Cole, when he had real chances, he was able to shine. And so I just wanted us to give him a consistent go in the lineup. But sometimes it's easy to take you for granted if it's like you grew up with somebody, you've known somebody for a long time, you don't see them as everybody else sees them, and so it's easy for us to overlook Cole to a certain extent because he grew up with us, he's been with the academy since he was like 9 or whatever, and then you go somewhere else and they see who you are today. They don't see they just see you now and see what you can be. And so I think you've said this before, Charlie, that it really was the rare win-win for everybody involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cole got what he needed, which was the opportunity to showcase himself. He was able to shine. It worked out, of course, very well for Chelsea. And we got some money for him. And then we were able to bring in Daku, who's done his thing. The good thing, I think, is I've not seen anybody comparing the two. Like when we brought in Holland and Liverpool brought in Darwin Nunez, there was always that comparison, and there was no way Nunez was going to live up to that. Thankfully, I've not seen anybody trying to say, "Oh, well, we brought in Doku and he could have been," because they're not going to compare. It's not, and so he has taken his chance. He was waiting for it. He wanted it. He said Prem soon come. He believed in himself, and when he got that chance, he made the most of it. And I think that's for any player, especially a young player, your chances are not guaranteed. So when you get them, you have to make the most out of them. And this cat did it, and so more power to him. He's done well for himself. So yeah.
he could potentially be the first or second best academy player that is chosen to leave City. Brahim Diaz is one that comes to mind. I just think he's overall been quite successful.
Yeah, but I think Cole is better.
And this is where I say there's a good conversation to be had. I mean,
I say Sancho in Dortmund is probably maybe top, but yeah.
Those are the three like greatest attackers to leave in this.
Could
era.
you imagine if we would have kept all of them? Oh my God!
Well, Sancho wasn't meant to be kept. There are a few things in this conversation I think we have to know, which is the personal decisions and the entourage and the decisions that they make.
For sure,
it's been. Let's be clear here. Sancho's made bad decisions. I want to be very, very understanding. Absolutely.
I think 2 of them were good. I think choosing to go to United was bad. But I think the time he chose Dortmund to leave, smart. The time he go back to Dortmund, he was like, I got to get out of here. Ten Hag doesn't know what he's doing. So, but what do you think, Lincoln?
I think there's conversations to be had about all the steps. Leaving City in the first place, obviously, is another one. Not in the academy, also, but just a player that I feel like I put in this conversation because we've put the contract there. We've wanted the extension. The extension never came, and it hurts us. And that's Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané chose to leave as well. So these are conversations where did it work out on the other end? In my opinion, Sancho should have never. He went to Dortmund. That's fine. It was his choice, but I think he should have been a little bit more patient and not chose United. I think choosing United, I don't think the right questions were necessarily asked. And I think there was freedoms given and more to incentivize a player like Jadon Sancho, where I think we're looking at the wrong things. Like the freedom to be able to just come and go as you please, or you just, you can do these types of things. And that's not what a young player needs to be focused on. A young player needs to be focused on understanding that he's coming into structure. You don't know how to win yet. Come into a situation where now the successful conversation to that is Nicholls very Cole Palmer here because of the fact that he has been given some freedoms there. So much so to where I want to have a conversation with Nicholls about the absolute disgrace it is to, like children, argue about a fucking pen. But it's been clear that was given to Cole. And we know, again, that certain freedoms, but also notorieties that you've earned because of the play, because of his play and his style. So Cole, in my opinion, I think T's right. I lean a little bit more towards Brahim because it hurts me that Cole's doing the things that he's doing. It's within the Prem that bothers me about the whole situation. You want to go fucking do your thing at Atletico? I don't care. You want to go do your thing at Juventus? I don't give a shit. With Chelsea, I got to see you twice a year. And for that, I say it bothers the shit out of me. And that's a minimal, right? I can see you more. So that bothers me.
That's true. I mean, each other in the semifinal, right? So, yeah. I mean, and it's funny, the transfer, I feel like, almost didn't happen. Like, willing to Barcola, they went to Kudus, they tried to sign Elise, and, like, Crystal Palace was about to take him to court for it. It was a whole thing and so Cole Palmer came in at the end. It's everything about it. Like, he came in at the end of the deadline, right? Didn't have much of a preseason with the team. And then he comes in, he plays well, he establishes himself as a leader of sorts. I mean, like that situation versus Everton, he wasn't just him. Conor Gallagher, was wearing armband and he got involved as well. And, a couple of the other vets got involved. But Cole Palmer, stood his ground in that moment. And I mean, they seem to be good, as good as one could be. Obviously, we don't know everything that happens behind the scenes, but there seems to be a respect for him. It's easy to forget he's still only, 21? To me, I wonder if Chelsea has stumbled upon their next Lampard. Just that player that's, we use the term franchise player, but that player who's going to be here for the next 10 years, he sets the standard. He sets, he's obviously has the quality and the talent and, willing to take the responsibility in big moments. Oh man, this ownership group has done a lot wrong, but identifying Cole Palmer, that's a pretty big win.
Huge win. I just want to get out on the Cole topic before we switch to the big topic that I know you want to talk about. Here are his stats in the Premier League. 31 matches played, 21 goals, 9 assists. That is 30 goal contributions in your first year as a starter.
How many of those goals from pens?
Huh?
I think
I just want to. I want to be critical for a moment. I'll be that guy. How many goals from pens?
I believe.
I think it's 9.
9. It's 9.
Oh, he was like, "God, madre." How many? Come on, bro. We're almost double digits from the spot.
You remember the City years? You got to make them. You can get all the opportunities, but if you don't make them, it doesn't count. But I know my man wants to get to the WSL race, and I'm gonna just let you have the floor, sir. Go ahead, talk to me, Mark. What you got, bro?
Yeah, you. I see you kind of sad. It's not over. It's not over,
oh,
right?
It's over. It's over. I Sunday. It's over.
Bro, I can't imagine how mad I would be if I was a City fan. Dog, 2 minutes and change away. So close. And obviously it would have been wrapped up then, but then you just go into the final day needing a draw. And I think at that point it would have been like they would have taken care of business. But I just can't believe when Emma said it's over, I was like, oh, this shit's really over. And it's like there's not gonna be a fairy tale, right? You had the heartbreak against Barcelona. Oh, I went out. I actually watched that game in public. Oh God, that was tough. And then losing to I don't know Liverpool. I don't know how or why. There's somehow just this annoying bogey team for Chelsea. They've put some real random losses on Chelsea in recent years, and yeah, Emma had me in the first half. She was like, "It's over." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna start to rationalize the Emma era, and that was a good run. I can't wait to see her for the U.S. Women's National Team." And then fucking Arsenal of all people, Jonas, and of course Black Cities who scored the goals. I can't believe it. And then this is why I love this team so much. Making up all of the goal difference in one match. I was like, if y'all score 5 or 6 and make it close, I'll be cool with that. No, we're just gonna go ahead and score 8. We're just gonna go ahead and take the lead on goal difference now. Oh, I love this.
That was the thing that hurt my heart the most. It was one thing for us to drop points, okay, but to turn around and see you all go get 8, I'm like, oh my God. If you could get 5, 4, I'm like, that's still a big win. Okay, cool. 8, oh, who does that?
It's the way they understood the assignment too, because after every goal, it was like, all right, get the ball, take it back. We want more. Guro had her fucking game face on, bro. Oh, I can't believe I've been so lucky to watch Emma Hayes at Chelsea, really and truly. And I will even though obviously I'm a U.S. national team fan, I will miss her in the WSL. I will miss her with Chelsea, and I hope Bon Pastor can continue this legacy.
I have 2 points to make. First, the parallel between in the WSL Chelsea and Man City is so
Yeah.
similar to Man
Yeah.
City and Arsenal in the Premier League. It's the same dynamic. We know how to win. We win these titles. You all are trying to get one in this era, and you just can't get over that hill yet. And what I also want to say is this: we know none of this would be happening if Khadijah Bunny Shaw did
Yes.
not break the foot. That was so sad. But here's the thing: you all have dealt with Sam Kerr. You had it early in the season. You were able to go out and get reinforcements. Shouts to Maya Ramirez. Cat's coming back healthy. The team is the team. But it just sucked at the timing to see Bunny go down when she did, when clearly we were going to go to the title. Everybody saw it. We were not being stopped. We had won 14 in a row. Biggest record ever for a single season. That hurt my heart to see her go off the pitch like that, and then the reports that came out, and then knowing she had surgery. It sucked, but hey, you got to play the matches. And our
this whole conversation has me sick.
I'm sorry, Orlando. You look like I can't even think of the meme, but you just look really sad right now. It's really. I feel for you, bro.
My whole goal was to cover everything, including the glasses, and just leave the mustache.
Wait, we need the one with the crying old man. That's the one we need, because that's how I feel right now.
But you mentioned the 14 wins in a row, and you did the hardest part. Was you beat Chelsea.
Yes,
you beat man. I'm not
the whole league. You literally beat the entire league. That's crazy. And then, hey, but shouts to Arsenal. They came through. They didn't stop. They kept going. Our defenders didn't defend. Should have cleared the ball. But man, it sucked. It really hurts. But I'm happy for you that you get that joy. I'm happy for Cole that he gets the ball out. Maybe y'all push Newcastle. Maybe you don't. But at least you up a Conference League coming.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Do we think they get into that 6th place spot?
This fucking team, because they've been so poor and so inconsistent most of the season, and yet, these past few weeks, it's this looks like the semblance of a team, kind of, right? Strong performances against Tottenham and West Ham. I value those London derbies, so it's okay, and the schedule left is not too difficult. I think it's Brighton. I think Sheffield's. No, I could be wrong about that. Newcastle at some point. Tottenham has to play City, right? Like, so I think that the place for you, the race for European spots is not over. I'll say that. I do think that Chelsea can win out if they are serious, and if they win out, I think they'll move up at least one place.
You follow your club pretty well. There was a rumor that you flew out a Portuguese manager from Portugal to London to interview him. Are those rumors correct?
Oh, is that Amorim?
Yep. I wasn't going to say a name. It's all
Uh,
speculation. This is where I press the speculation button and say I'm speculating.
yeah. I don't know how much validity there was to those rumors, but I thought that he decided to just stay for another season, right?
Yeah, he did, but I'm pressing you on the flight. Did you fly him out or not?
I wouldn't put
Flew
it
him
past
out.
him. Like
Flew him out.
Pochettino was on some.
He's on the
Pochettino was
hot
on
seat,
some
bro.
real shaky.
That's what I'm alluding to.
Yeah,
He's on the hot seat, dog. I saw him answer the press conference about questions about next year, and he literally said in
Yeah.
English, "I haven't had any conversations about next year."
Yeah.
What?
And then he.
What? What do you mean you haven't had any fucking conversations about next year? Like, do you understand what the hot seat is, Papa? That'd be troublesome, dog. I'd be start prepping that resume if you haven't had conversations about next year. So what's your whole take on this, dog? You flew him out, admit it.
Yeah. You know. Sometimes the partner's not acting right, and you kind of you do some stuff. You know, you get to talk to someone on the internet. It is what it is. Like choices were made, decisions were made. We put that in the
DMs were had.
past. Yeah.
But y'all didn't lose the contact. You just like, hey, not right now. We'll talk later.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like, you know what? They're starting to turn it around. I'm gonna give them another shot, but we'll keep in touch. We'll keep in touch.
Yeah. The
Right.
same still happen- y'all still sliding in the DMs. Like it's real.
Yeah.
Vanish
Yeah.
mode is happening. Vanish mode conversations are occurring. Nobody will see the proof, but they're talking. They're still communicating, and you just hope your significant other doesn't know your passcode.
But
and
do
leave
you
that
make a
thing alone.
change? I mean, because they're kind of at playing their best right now, and it took forever to get here, and that
Took
would
a
be
season.
frustrating because
It
it's
took
like,
them
we got-
flying
yeah,
out a little
we got-
honey bunny to
we
see
got
what's up
all
on a
this
weekend.
talent. We got all this talent that we brought in. We can, go down the list of all these players that all have amazing potential, but it took till
Mhm.
now to actually start to see it play together. Is it a fluke? Is it, he's gotten spurred on by the potential of somebody else taking his spot? Or did it just take this long to figure it out? And would you disrupt that now after you just had a horrible season, but it's starting to come together? Why mess with it if you think that you can continue this, I guess, little bit of momentum into the off season and start the season off next year in a much better place? A lot of the, we were trying to figure this out is over with now. If you bring in somebody else, you got to start all over again.
And I agree with you on that. So I guess to answer that, I think he'll ultimately end up staying. I think especially for the reasons that you ended with, like they're actually starting to play like a team, kind of. There was some, in the middle of the season, it really seemed like the whatever that Pochettino was trying to communicate wasn't landing, but it seems to now, and I agree with you on that. Like, to have to start over, and then also, I don't think the manager market, if you want to call it that, is that great this summer. Like Xabi's not leaving, Amarim's not leaving. Luis Enrique, you would assume, is probably going to at least stay at PSG. So. Like, who do you really go get? Like, I don't want a reunion with Nicholls. I don't want a reunion with Potter. I don't want no parts of Eric Ten Hag. Like, I think they're probably better off just staying with Pochettino for another year, if for no other reason, for the sake of stability. And yeah, I agree with that.
Love that. So I think that's a great way to go out, looking ahead to the year, wishing you all not the best, but I hope y'all score some goals. I can't root for Chelsea. Come on, bro. So let the people know where to find you and let them know everything you're doing.
Yeah, so you can find me at Nicholls as it is on my screen there, and Nichollsodon on Twitter and Instagram. I also do for the Culture Podcast. So you can check out our content over there. Podcast for and sorry, what's our tag again? It's basically black soccer is what we do. What we talk about.
Let's go.
Love it, love it. Thank you so much, man. You take it easy, all right?
Thanks
All
for
right, you
jumping
too.
on
Take
with
care.
us. Appreciate you.
Man, what a night. Shouts to the homie Mitch, Peotter. Shouts to Scarf Boy, really saving us.
Let's go,
Scarf Boy
Scarf
came
Boy.
through, ready, scarves on deck. And then, of course, the homie Marc was able to join us at the very end after experiencing some technical difficulties. Another wonderful lit stream. I believe our last lit stream of the season is next week per Crunk. But I will say this. I think if we win the title, we got to have a celebration lit stream. I think I'll be down for that. You know what I'm saying? Would y'all be down for that?
Oh yeah,
100%.
I mean,
A little FA
100%.
preview, PL celebration. DT3, I don't know what Crunk was talking. I think Crunk forgot the calendar. He's got a lot going on. I think he just messed up a little bit. We're going to make that happen. We win a PL, we win a trophy, get ready for the double. I think we deserve it. Maybe get everybody come through, get something big and fun going, man. That would be lit.
And everybody check on Crunk tonight. I hope that he's doing well. I know personally, I'm going to get at him here in a little bit. Down by 20 to the Cavs. Little bit of a problem at home, game 2. Certain clubs in the semis can only go up 2-0. Certain clubs in the semis can only go up 2-0. So I just want to go ahead and get out there. Let's go ahead and check on Crunk. Everybody check on Crunk. With love. Please.
I thought this man was coming at just like some personal life stuff. He said he took it to the Celtics. That's great.
I'm talking that cash until we got to face him, bro. I'm talking that cash until we got to face him.
They need Kristaps. But, Cleveland was due. They bounced back. But I will say, y'all, let the people know where to find you. Start with Tarek, and then we'll hit up Lando. Tarek, where can the people find you, sir?
Hey, just real quick. I saw a picture of Scarf Boy on Twitter, and he didn't have a scarf on. And I actually felt like this dude is on here naked. What is he doing? He
is it really a scarf, boy? You ain't rocking a scarf?
It's like I almost posted something on this picture, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna let it go. But it was jarring to see him without one because I've always seen him with one on. So it is what it is. But anyway, it's your boy Tarek, TarikPeterson on Twitter, Tarek Peterson on Twitter and on Twitch.
Lando.
At Shades of Blue NW. Get at us, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think of us. Let us know what you think of us. Any comments? Comment on the mustache. Comment on Cleveland being up 20. Comment on the Knicks. Comment on the list stream tonight. Get at us.
Oh, how are those Rangers looking? Did they come back or is Carolina?
Oh, good looks. In the third, 1-1, 15 minutes in. So we got plenty of time.
All right, gotta tap into that. And of course, I am not Crunk Chocolate. The captain is home getting himself together. I am Sharpie Charlie, so at Sharpie Charlie on Twitter. Thank y'all so much for coming. And of course, you know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang. Peace.